Hello and welcome back to the FVEC Best of Forza Motorsport 7. After a couple of technical errors, we are back underway running for qualifying at the second to last round. A lot of drivers going off very early at turn 1. Of course, the first lap is a standstill lap. It isn't going to be accounting for the same level of time as a number of other other laps are. I am getting a couple of notifications of encoding overloaded, so please do let me know if you're following along in the live race stream. Then if there's any issues, I will try my best to fix whatever happens. Number of returning faces today, as well as a couple of new ones. Mainly the series debut of the Apex Miata. You can see the car just up ahead of the driver we are following along with. Also as well, I'm pretty sure for the first time this season, Curly7 has also joined and is currently driving for, I'm not quite sure which team. Haven't been able to check much as of recently, however we will definitely be seeing him at some point in the race, no doubt. I've also just noticed I still don't have the correct track map in my notes, however that is not an issue. Coming over the line, again, short laps here, only 1:11 I see now at the top of the grid. Looking to be about a 1:13, only one driver getting a clean out lap, not a surprise. I will make it 2 now. However, once again, your out lap is going to be slower than your flying laps. You can keep the car fully under control. A little bit of sliding there from Apex going around the starting few corners of the circuit. Apex also running around in the very, very first ever iteration of the Formula Velocity Racing Viper. Ran at the 2019 24 Hours of Le Mans hosted by Tora. Number of sponsors and names on that car that have been coming and going through the ages. But it is still one very, very welcome throwback livery to when it all started on our own personal racing journey on this game. Of course, first track up tonight, Marina. Only ever hosted one race in the past of VTC, the Velocity Touring Cars Championship, which is very likely to come back if we do continue running events onto the new game. Coming over the line for the first flying lap, we'll take a look quickly up to the top of what everybody sets. McLaren Senna goes up to the lead, originally with a 1:11.7, but quickly beaten out by Skoda, the 1:4.09. Car going up there into the run-off area. That looks like one of the Nerve cars, or the Nerve livery cars of Tan B. That could be Scarlet 42, judging by the fact Rosenquist is still going around. And speaking of Rosenquist, currently sat in third place with a 1:12.205. Apex starting out a 1:13.682, a little bit further up the grid to go there for him. That is definitely not the car I selected, game. There's also a number of notes as well I received from a couple of drivers. Once again, variety of downforce does work here at this track, but the higher downforce does seem to be dominating even with all the straight lines on this track. Even with them, I guess, here, turn 1, as we see Senna running over the run-off just a little bit. Carter taking provisional pole position, a 1:11.234. Senna moves back into second place, a 1:11.261. That's very close up there at the top. Apparently as well, this layout of Marina, I'm pretty sure it's the north layout, if I'm not mistaken, is the most unique in terms of the suspension setup, and it is very bad for track limits. Obviously, track limits are being tightened up a little bit. There is a more stringent watch being put in, especially after what happened at Hockenheim and more notably the previous round in Rio. Also, if you haven't been keeping up, we did have a disqualification for track limits at Rio of BNT Rosenquist reporting themselves to be setting an example of what might be coming towards this event. We're about halfway through qualifying, so it is time to bring up our current previous pole positions at this circuit, only ever taken in VTC by LS Carbon. So whoever takes it now will be on that list for second place. Of course, Marina isn't in the next Forza Motorsport title as it stands. Who knows what will be coming in the future? So it is really one that you want to get here for the future record keeping. Senna once again running off just a little bit wide to turn 1. Carded up to a 111.154. Still a 111.261 there for Senna. Rosenquist a 111.414 in 5th. Only 5 milliseconds behind Skoda in 3rd. And Apex a 111.463. It is getting very close up in the top of the timing standings. A little bit of a jump down to Freelance Moth, who is the first of the 112s in 6th place. And Pixels a 112.4. And again a 112.4 for Snowball 1 just behind. Still a couple of drivers yet to set clean laps, most notably of Salasa and Scarly42, along with Curly7 and Saskiamal. I expect Salasa and Scarly, sorry, will definitely be able to go up. Salasa has a 110.937, but that needs to be cleaned up before it starts counting on the board. Noting apparently as well, top speed going down this straight hits about 163 miles an hour according to the drivers, but of course it does depend entirely on your setup. A lot of cars also sliding through those last few corners. It is notably the worst for track limits and the worst corner of the season. Snowball 1 jumping up to 7th place with a 111.924 ahead of Freelance Moth. And Salasa a 110.850 up at the top of the grid to take provisional pole position. Arlie42 still needs to set that clean lap. We'll jump over to follow along with her as she comes around the final few corners to finish off her lap. Of course, this layout does cut from what is turn 8 all the way to what would be turn number 21. It a much shorter layout. Doesn't go up any. That it's definitely dirty, but a 110.367 is a very quick lap time from her. But I definitely have to follow along in the game crammer, see what she does for this lap in terms of where she places her car. Coming down into the first chicane test and breaking about the 50-meter board, keeping it well within the track limits. There is also those stop sticks you see on the inside of the circuit. You definitely do not want to be hitting them. They will cause you to slow down very rapidly. Dashboard is, of course, once again broken. So we will bring up the full screen telemetry to act as the substitute coming down. She did say 163 being the top speed down this straight. We'll see what that applies at. Very interesting gearing as well in this Viper 2. Only getting into 4th gear and staying low in the revs. 161 miles an hour for the braking zone is roughly where she was. Rounding now the final chicanes, there is a big bump there that you don't see really in the driver decals at the rear of this car, and that is a couple of black screens. That's unfortunate for whoever that is. Could have caused a couple of lag spikes in the session. Heading over the line, it's a 110.358, slightly faster, but seems to be once again dirty. Never mind, they're jumping up to the front. Doesn't seem like anybody has had any problems. Indeed, that is first place provisionally for Scarly42. 110.358 provisional pole position, and then 110.850 is Salasa behind. Scarlet can win the championship this round if she places her car correct. I'm not sure what the points requirement is, but as long as she scores points, it is basically in her favor. Clarence 1018 a 111.074 and Cardude a 111.154 take up 3rd and 4th place. Still 5 milliseconds out between 5th and 6th, no improvement in the lap times though, and Apex still ever so slightly lurking behind Moth now, as well a 111.637 and on 111.924 for Snowball. That is 9 cars within the 11-second barrier. FE Pixels the next one to break it, most likely, with the 112.125. There isn't long left though, only about 40 seconds left in the session. So we'll jump over to the back of the field of Curly7. And that is, again, not the car I selected game. Number 57 car with the navy blue, gold and Martina livery heading into pit lane. Of course, pit lane is a little bit of a weird one here at Yas Marina. You enter on the right-hand side of the track and you do exit on the left-hand side, and there is that one mandatory stop that you do have to complete. See, I think the last car to get over the line there will have been possibly Pixels and whoever is near him. The timer I have for the qualifying session is ringing indeed. Pixels is going to get another lap, but he does run wide. Heading over turn 1, it's going to be invalidated. Only should complete it if his previous laps are already dirty, but I don't think it is. Up the field, the first one to finish off the one still in flying laps is going to be Scarly42. We'll jump over and see if she improves any. Still, very big gap, 5/10 of a second. 1:10.358 is the time to beat. Coming up the line, doesn't improve, stays 1:10.358. Up next is going to be Salasa from the looks of things, passing by Eldorado. That car might be a little bit damaged. Third place as well on this straight, ever just behind Obscena. 1:11.074 for him to try and beat. Cargo sliding in the background, presumably of Dorado, judging by the livery. Salasa coming around the final corners. Can't quite see how those cars are acting. Taking a lot of entry curve there. And no improvement for Salasa and no improvement for Sen. They stay second and third. Fourth place looks to be the favourite of Cardude, who already had finished up his lap. Skoda is taking fifth with a 1:11.3. Rosenquist in sixth at a 1:11.4. But no, Apex jumping up to sixth with a 1:11.397. A very late effort there from Apex. 1:11.414 and 1:11.426 for Rosenquist and Freelance Moth, respectively, on a 1:11.751 for Snowball One. That will round off the cars under the 12-second mark. 1:12.125 for FE Pixels. D765 up next, 11th place with a 1:12.353. Bit of a jump then to 12th place, Eldorado 2009 with a 1:14.070 and a 1:14.986 for the teammate of Curly7. And behind, taking up last place on the grid as it stands, 1:23.886 for Saskia Mall. That will be qualifying over. Don't go anywhere. We'll be coming back very, very soon for all the races. Hello and welcome back to the FVEC Best of Forza Motorsport 7, round 7 of 8 at the Yas Marina North Circuit. After a number of technical issues, we are back trying to get underway for what I believe is the third time in total with all the restarts of here and qualifying. Scarly42 will take pole position at the Yas Marina North Circuit, and Salasa is in second place. Third and fourth, not far behind, and very quick laps out from them both, is going to be McLaren 718 and LS Cardude, with fifth place heading the way of Skoda VRS, and sixth going to Apex. Something tells me that isn't correct, and I'm pretty sure Rosenquist is meant to be somewhere up there, possibly. But no, I am incorrect myself. Rosenquist will take 7th place in the grid, followed by Freelance Spot and 8th. We'll see the car of Apex and Rosenquist both drifting through the hairpin, nearly getting caught up with each other, and there is Apex spun around on the formation lap, which I forgot to put the graphic up for once again. Just behind Rosenquist, in what should be 8th place, or 9th place, sorry, is going to be Freelance Moth, and 10th heading the way of Snowball. I'm going to wait for Apex to catch back up before continuing running down the grid. 6th at Apex. Okay, no, there we go. Is as it should be. Snowball will take 9th place, and 10th goes the way of FB Pixels. D765 is in 11th, Eldorado 2009 in 12th. Sassy Mall is taking 13th, and Curly7 is in 14th. We'll go back up to the start of the grid. Cars are going to be reforming. We'll take along with Scarly42. Moving over to the game cameras, turn 1 could be a very interesting one for track limits. Here we go to the line. Now it is green, green for Yas Marina, round 7 of 8. Already a car in the pit lane. That's questionable whether that's legal or not. Scarly42 and Salasa both losing grip. There's already a spin. Salasa's hard into the side of Scarlet. That's already disastrous. Road around as well. That is huge impact for the team championship already. Scarlet from pole position already all the way into 6th place, was 7th momentarily. Swarth is ahead, as is Skoda, and Apex already up into 3rd. Cardude will inherit the lead, and it's going to be right behind them trying to take it. Round this corner, I'm not sure if there is a caution in effect. I think the cars are going just a little too quickly. No, there is indeed a caution in effect. I've forgotten what my graphic is to bring that up. So, if I can remember it correctly. So that must have been 2 cars of Scarlet and Salasa damaged off the beginning. Jump over to take a look. As I hit the wrong button. Indeed, last car very much damaged. The rear left of that car as well as the driveline is completely broken, along with the bodywork. We'll jump up to the car of Scarlety42, currently in 6th place after the incident. That's everyone already heading into pit lane, that early race caution. Scarlet's car is already repaired of damage as it happens as you immediately come into pit lane. However, that is definitely going to be the cause of the caution. The impact didn't look overly harsh from my point of view, just a bit of a sim snap. But it could have been just one of those things where losing the slightest bit of grip could be the difference. However, whoever this car is coming up the grid, whoever pitted in very early, could just be inheriting the lead of this race. And that is going to be not that car. Once again, game, stop. Maybe the wrong one. That's going to be Sass leading the race after pitting under the formation lap. I'm not sure of the legality behind it. Might be one for the stewards to investigate later. All cars are caught up. The caution will be ending at the end of this lap. We'll jump back to the game cameras, following along with Sass. Looking behind, the field of 14 is very ready to go. We'll actually follow along with Cardude, currently in 3rd place off of this start. Sass backing up the field quite a lot there, coming through the final corners. Everyone is ready, and it is green flag once again. Lap 3 of 18, heading on to 4 of 18 for the round 7. Sass defending the inside into the corner, ultimately getting chopped up between Senna. Carter going to the left hand side, Senna having to go off the track, they're going to pass Apex, also open to 3rd. Sass immediately fell down to 4th place. Here comes Senna, having looked on the inside through the corner, maybe around the outside for the next. Has to just tuck it in a little bit. Apex in the background, losing out a little bit. Setup not working for him as well as it would be. Heading into the chicane, Cardude will have the defensive advantage. Senna getting a bit better on the brakes. Apex going down for a dive in the inside through the hairpin, somehow making it work. Senna could be going for the switchback though. Behind, Senna has reclaimed 2nd place through the game. However, those cars will be side by side all the way down through the straight, and Apex will have the slipstream behind Cardude. It's all going to be who's better in the braking through the next corner, as that is another caution, I believe. Cars are slowing down once again, taking a quick look at the telemetry of all these cars, slowing down to the agreed, presumably between 60 and 80 miles an hour. That is, not sure who it is between this time. Again, cars into pit lane. That is going to be FV Pixels this time. Another car hasn't went in, so it must be going to suffer with the damage unless I have already missed it through the cycle. Eventually we will be able to get this race underway. So after that unfortunate start to the race, Scarlet42 is already caught back up to 4th place. Salasa is in 6th. Not surprising after every single car did cycle through pit lane. We have seen how quick those can be, those two, when they set their mind to it. But Apex is still in 3rd, Cardude leading, and Senna in 2nd. It could throw up a bit of a surprise as we continue through the stages of this race. As it stands, I believe the championship will be heading to the next round at the Circuit of the Americas. Coming around the final corners though, all cars are caught up. We're going to be going green flag once again, this time by. Back to the game cameras will follow along on board with Scarlet42. For the 3rd time, it is green for round number 7. Cardude defending very well to the inside of the corner, Apex having to back out. A little bit of a lock over the brakes there for Scarlet, getting to the back of Senna possibly. Freeland's block is also there. There might be a bit of a contact for spin. Sim twist there for both the cars. Salas is up to 5th place, might be challenging for 4th, depending on what run they can get. Behind, Freeland's block just getting washed out ever so slightly by Skoda. Salasa is going to be coming back through the slipstream. Possibly might be having a look at dive down the inside. We'll see if that car does appear on the left hand side. It does for just a second. Car's trying to go 3 wide in that car round. That's going to be Salasa spun round. Detrimental for championship efforts, but out wide is going to be Cardude. Senna's taking the lead. Apex on the 2nd. The unknown motorsport car is still somehow staying ahead of Scarlet. However, it will be giving slipstream all the way down the straight, and that 51st Street car is going to be lurking in the background as well. Scarlet having a look down the inside. Another car has locked up, might be going a full on. That is going to be Senna cutting the corner ever so slightly. Scarlet's been up to 3rd place. Cardude going down to 4th. Apex is now in the lead of the race, if I'm not mistaken, up ahead. Or was momentarily. Did get it wrong over the curb. Scarlet's up to 2nd now. Senna into the lead of the race once again. Cardude still staying down in 4th. Moth lurking. That's very late in the race for Scarlet. Getting very close to the back of him for that bike. We're trying to go around the outside of Apex into turn 1. A bit more contact once again. Sim switching from those cars. They gotta be careful with that. If Scarlet wants to wrap up the championship at this round, she can't take as many of those risks. More contact with the 51st car of Moth getting to the back of Apex through the corner. That's a very ambitious move, trying to go to the inside for the 2nd bit of the corner through the chicane. Apex will hold the inside for the hairpin as the cars go off screen. Coming out of it, Apex is ahead in 4th place. We'll jump back to that. Or no, we won't. Senna's got a worse run coming into the corner. Scarlet's going to have the better run heading down the straight. Moving on board, Senna's car is better in a straight line than we have seen from Scarlet's tune. However, it could depend on the slipstream, it could depend on the brakes. Having a look down the inside, might be going for it. That's very late in the brakes. Senna's hit a braking board. That's a full lock up there from Scarlet. Somehow keeping it all together. However, that car is still very unstable over these bumps. Carter as well, coming for 3rd place. Will be challenging around the outside through turn 1 against Apex. Apex will have the better line through the corner and does indeed stay ahead. However, those two are going to be dropping just a little bit back from this lead battle. But Senna is going to be gunning to try and get a win. Lap 8 of 18. There's another car out wide at the final corner. That is going to be whoever is in last place. That car isn't moving either. That is going to be 14th place of Curly 7. It's very fortunate. A lot of sliding in the background for Cardude there. So they're not getting the greatest effects at Apex. Holding 3rd place, Cardude is there. Trying to find any way by. We'll jump just to have a look at this battle. It's a little bit closer behind. Interestingly, Scarlet not taking advantage of the full slipstream down the straight. Decided to take out very early from the draft of Senna. Scarlet's another lock up there for Apex heading into the corner. Moving up, Scarlet might be having a look at making a move to turn 1, thinks better of it, stays behind Senna, as does Cardude behind Apex. We'll keep our eye on this battle. However, the battle for 7th place at the stand is going to be one that's very close. Car very uptrack there of Rosenquist. That's hugely far out wide. Not sure if there was any pushing action there. It is entirely possible with the 3-way battle for the position. So we'll be very defensive on the inside line. Have you got to be careful of the stop sticks on the inside of these corners? I think something else has happened up top. Lots of sliding there from the Horizon car. Diving down the inside goes Rosewood, somehow making it work. It's already a slow and stricken car. We're going to jump back up to the front and see what's happening with that. There's going to be side by side. That car getting to the left hand side of the track. Off Curly, that car's going to be fully damaged. Scarlett's going to be looking at the outside line, trying to out-drag, send us to the corner, trying to out-brake him as well. It might just not happen. That car is a very tight corner there, but somehow Scarlett stayed there the entire way around. Loses out just at the most vital corner, coming out of the corner to the final one, but that is a very bad run for Senna there. He will have the inside line to turn, but Scarlett's going to have the better run. There's going to be braking side by side. Scarlett electing to try to go the long way around. Somehow keeps it there and somehow makes it. However, got to do it all over again for the next corner. It's even longer and wider to make, but it will be the advantage for the next corner, and that is the one that you want to be on the inside on. Senna's watching very wide there. Indeed, might even be losing a position again, but he's coming back. Actually, that car's getting a much better run off of that corner. Going to be inside for the chicane, braking zone, full lockup though. That might be a bit of a problem for him, as is there. A bit of contact, spinning ever so slightly. As Scarlett nearly goes down as well, Senna will still hold the inside, heading into the next hairpin. As Apex is going to try and make it 3 wide coming out of the corner. Scarlett off the track, Senna also off the track. The replay camera, Senna somehow still holding the lead. Apex in third place. There's going to be nose to tail though, all the way down the straight, and it's all going to be who can get up the brakes the best. Here comes Apex, having a look down the inside against Scarlett. Scarlett might try and defend, have a look down the inside of Senna. Indeed, she's trying to come over. A little bit of contact there with Senna. They're going to be 3 wide heading into the next hairpin, the final corner, the worst one of the track. Apex in the lead, Senna doing the switchback, somehow getting it back in the lead himself. Having to hold it around the outside of the final corner, somehow gets it. Not a great exit there from Apex. Scarlett's going to be able to come back down the inside to the start finish line heading to turn 1. There's also the next fight of Moth there, having a look down the inside, having to back up a bit last second. And Cardu's also going to be there. It's a 5-way fight for the lead over the front. Senna able to just get away a little bit slightly. Moth trying to go around the outside, the long way around of Apex. It's never going to work there. Having to back off, falling down to 5th place behind Cardu. As here comes another car to join this lead fight. Apex watching wide once again. Cardu getting a bit of a better run. He's going to be trying for a switchback. He can't get the brakes on though. Moth's going to be there. Skoda's going down the inside of Moth into the hairpin. Follows Cardu's car. Those two are very close behind. We're going to jump over to the car of Freelance Moth. Heading down the straight. Skoda's car is faster in a straight line, however that could mean that Moth is a lot better on the brakes, depending on the downforce settings. Staying behind just for now. Ricardo ran out wide. Skoda's going to be there on the inside for the next corner. Javi's going to be there to try and go for the switchback. Doesn't quite have the ability to make it work. Apologies for taking a quick pause as things calm down. My voice is getting very dry and parched after that. A little bit of wheel spin there from Cardu. That could just prove to be the thing that Skoda ahead needs. Models are getting a very poor exit out of the corner. However, as things calm down just a little bit in the heading into the final third of the race, bring up the previous winners. LS Carvin has taken every previous win this track, but he is not racing with us today. Both VTC race 1 and 2 were won by him. However, there's going to be a new race winner at the circuit at the end of this race. As it currently stands, it is looking to be going the way of Senna. However, that battle for the lead is very close up front. And once again, Senna and Scarlett are going to be going side by side through the first sector. But for how long, it's not going to be. Senna watching it a little bit wide, but we will have the inside line heading to the next corner. Unless Scarlett can somehow move her car over there, she's going to be a bit behind heading into the chicane. Scarlett having a look down and move to the inside of the hairpin. Senna watching it just a little bit. It'll all depend on who gets the better launch out of the corner. And it's still looking to be Senna. That car is getting much better grip out of the corner and is better in a straight line from the looks of things, but it doesn't have the higher amount of downforce to contend through the braking zone through the corners. Scarlett's prediction was the higher downforce settings were to be a bit better, locking up though into the second hairpin off the straight. Somehow keeps out of Senna's car ahead. These two are going at it with everything they have. They will have more traffic though before long up ahead, and the battles behind are also raging on. Battle for 4th place is still raging between Skoda and Cardude. 6th place between Moth, Salasa and Rosenquist. 9th of Snowball just behind. Scarlett getting a bit of a slide through that corner. 13th and 14th are getting very close to this lead battle. Once again, it's all going to be about who can get the better run onto the straight with these setups. Scarlett getting a little bit into the back of Senna. Senna will once again have to take the long way round through the hairpin. Might prove to let him get a better run there, but no, he's spun out the rear tires. He's not able to get the better launch. Scarlett's got the better launch, but has missed the gear shift ever so slightly. Senna's now coming back again. They're going to be side by side through the entirety of the straight. Senna pulling ahead just a little bit, 4 feet, 5 feet, moving up to 8, 9, 10. That car is a lot better in a straight line, but Scarlett will have this inside line through the braking zone, will have the better brakes as well. We'll be looking for a move. Senna locks up slightly. Scarlett has to back out just a little bit, but Senna's running wide. Scarlett's going down the inside for the hairpin. Somehow making it move, but a lot of sim twitching there through the corner. That could lose the stability if she's not careful. Here comes Senna once again, coming around the outside of the fucking corner, heading to the inside. Having to get past the traffic of Saskimol, who's staying to the right side of the circuit. Thankfully, Senna's going to be doing on the inside for turn 1. Scarlett's going a long way around once again, keeps it there. She can hold it for this next corner. She'll be have the inside advantage for the third one. And somehow she has. That's a lot of tire smoke there from Senna, who's watching out wide once again. That car's not got any grip for the cornering, but somehow still keeping it there. You'll be able to dive once again to the inside for the chicane, heading to the hairpins. Scarlett keeping it around the outside, getting for the switchback. Senna's lost the grip in the exit. Here comes Senna once again. We're going for the switchback, trying to go for Scarlett if he can get the better run down the straight, but he's not. Scarlett's able to accelerate ever so slightly better. Behind, there's a gap distinctly forming there. We'll jump back just a little bit to this battle for 5th place and 4th place. Heading down, they're going to be side by side for the braking zone. Cardude will have the inside line advantage. They're going to be about neck and neck. It all depends who has the better brakes and the better turn in. Skoda staying out wide, looking for that switchback through the corner. Cardude spinning up the rear tires, still keeping it though. They're going to be the inside for the final corner. And will get the better run through the start finish straight to be able to go into turn 1 better. It is still very close up at the front. Taking spacing out just a little bit more. We'll keep an eye on this battle for now. In fact, no, 10th is getting very close as well with the backmarker car, if I'm not mistaken. Pixel's moving to 9th place ahead of Moth in 10th. That's him all doing a lap down, them down in 13th, jumping back up to the front. Battle for 1st place, still between Scully 42 and Senna. Still very close to each other. Senna's going to be going down the inside of the hairpin. Once again, pushing ever slightly going wide for Scarlett. She's off the track but slightly onto the AstroTurf. That could be detrimental for her run. Indeed it is. Senna's going to be right there again. The ending stage of this race cannot come soon enough for Senna. His setup is proving to be worse in the long run. He can't get ahead as much as he'd be wanting to through this straight section. He's going to be only about 10 feet. He's locked up again. He's going to have the inside line. Scarlett will take that wider entry to try and cut back. Senna's defended pretty well for the first bit. Bit of contact in the second. Senna's going to have the inside for the next corner. But Scarlett can easily drive around the outside. But she's lost the rear end of the traction. And another car is also joining the fray ever so slowly in the background. Apex has caught up to this lead group. They're going to be fighting longer. That's very unstable for Scarlett for the first corner. Only 2 laps to go. There's going to be no cautions for the rest of the race. It is green to the end. The end of this race cannot come soon enough for Senna. He's still hunting for his first win in the season. If there's anywhere he's likely to get it, it's going to be here. He's going to fight tooth and nail for it. Senna's got a better exit up at the corner. Looking ahead of Scarlett. Not sure if Apex is catching any. We'll jump over to have a look at his car, see if the distance gap is coming down. Indeed, it is coming down at quite a rapid rate. Apex might go for a very vicious lunge here coming off the hairpin. Indeed, he is. By the looks of things, looking to the inside, back out at last second. A little bit of a lock from Scarlett. Apex running wide for the wide entry into the final few corners. Scarlett's going to be feeling the pressure as well from the Third place runner of Apex, just behind. Trying to catch up is one thing, passing is another, but defending at the same time is an entirely different beast from the car behind. Once again, a huge sim switch coming through turn 1 for Scarlet. Onto the final lap. There's only going to be about a minute left in this race. It's going to be the longest minute up front for Senna and the harshest minute of defense for both him and Scarlet. Scarlet's having a look on the inside, trying to make anything work, doesn't quite have enough to make it. Might be going for the switchback, heading down to the inside through the hairpin. Senna knows that trick though, will be going for the defense. Here comes Scarlet, he's left it wide open for her, but he will get the better run if he keeps it stable. Sim twitch out from Scarlet. I think Senna might have just got the slightly better run. We'll jump up to the cars in front. Diaz, Scarlet having to jump back into the slipstream now, going to be getting a ever so slight aero push to Senna in front. However, it is going to be do or die throughout these final few corners. Electing to go the long way around, getting the better entry. There is traffic though, bit of a contact there, huge contact from Apex in the right corner. That's going to upset Scarlet's car, and I don't think she's going to be able to have it. She has to go around the outside for the final corner. Senna's defended well, a little bit of lost traction over there, but he's kept it. He's going to be over the line, he's going to win the race. Senna will take first place ahead of Scarlet. Apex will be in third. Fourth place heading to LS Cardoon, fifth to Salasa, Big Comet 5, and sixth will head to Skoda. Seventh place is VNT Rosenquist, eighth will go to Snowball 1, and ninth will be FB Pixels. 10th place on track will be given to Freelance Moth, and the next car will be D765, a very close margin at the end of the race. Only just about a tenth between them. But if my calculations are correct, I believe that the fight will go on to the next round. D765 coming over the line for 11th. Next car in 12th just out of this group is going to be Eldorado. 13th will be Saskia Mall, and 14th is Curly 7. A P3 on series debut is definitely something to be happy about anyway. A very eventful round 7, the first race of the night. For the first time in the season, McLaren Senna 18 will take a win, followed on track by Scarly 42, and third place heads to Apex.